Well, hello everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your April the 5th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's get into that meditation. It's entitled Inclusiveness, Service, and Belonging. When we value one another's experience and work to make service fun, interesting, and inclusive, we find that there really is a place at the table for all of us. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's taken from the Living Clean book, chapter 7, Principles, Practice, and Perspective. A lot of us come into the rooms lacking social skills and are too intimidated to join in a group activity. Commitments are filled, so we don't see a role for us. Or many are open and still we don't fit, or so we think. A member we don't know at all is sure we can handle the job of greeting people when they arrive at the meeting and helping to find seats for latecomers. But why would we want to get involved? Then people might expect us to show up and stay. Oh, that's how it works. That's how they get you. And it does work. When many of us start on a path of service in NA, we're recruited by a member who's skilled at practicing inclusiveness. Maybe we're attracted by their enthusiasm for service, even a little intrigued by what makes NA tick outside the meeting. Some of the members doing service seem to be really enjoying themselves. Maybe it's not as tedious or serious as it sounds. They ask us to help with a particular task, note our skill in this arena, and suggest we join a committee. In that committee, they're inclusive, asking us, for instance, if we think conducting business this way or that will help to carry the message well. We participate as best we can, and soon the service they becomes we. A place at the table has been set, and we're sitting at it. We need each other's experience with the steps to recover, and we need each other's diversity of ideals, perspectives, skills, and knowledge for our groups and activities to function and function well. When we have greater representation of voices, we learn more. We find value in enhancing our understanding and empathy for people new to our group or service body. We end up doing things we've never done before. In service, we join forces to create something for others, sharing our journey, sharing space, and sharing tasks. Including others helps us to belong even more. How am I being inclusive of others' perspectives in my service work? What can I do to set a place at the table for another member? Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Well, thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. So we're talking about the spirit of inclusivity, being able to invite others, include others, make others feel welcome. A spirit of hospitality also is a part of this. And when it comes to service work, I think that that is the best place to learn that, because when you're doing service, you're not doing it by yourself. Now, maybe that commitment you show up to is by yourself, but in order for you to receive that service position, someone had to think that you could handle it. Sometimes there's so many people wanting the same position. There has to be a nomination and there has to be a nominee. In other words, people believe in you or have voted you into that position. And once you get into it, you will show up to it 9 times out of 10 by yourself, but you have the vote and the confidence of all the people that believed in you in Narcotics Anonymous with you, standing behind you, encouraging you. Other people that have held the same position you can turn to for advice. Now, here's the thing. I know for me, service work is something that I really enjoy doing, even on my bad days. Service work is something that I enjoy doing. It helps me get out of myself. It helps me to stop the racing thoughts. And it gives me time to focus on other people and showing love and inclusivity, hospitality to them. I thrive on it, in other words. However, I do realize that there's other areas in my community that need service work. They need volunteers. They need people willing to do the work, roll their sleeves up and do the work, and not just do it, right? Because you get, for instance, a facility I used to receive community service workers at. They needed to get some community service in a set amount of hours so that they could maybe fulfill their sentence, right, from court. And so a lot of times they would show up with an attitude. They would get the commitment, right, the community service commitment, and they would start doing it with an attitude. But because most of the places that I do that sort of work at are recovery related, they would end up hearing the meeting in the background. And yeah, also they are members as well, right? Or maybe they're relapsed members, I guess is what I would say. But they would get excited eventually and return back to the tables, actively participating in their recovery once again. And many of those individuals have continued to stay in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and they were sent by a judge with some community service. I believe that doing service helps us all. I love service, and I encourage you today to look at how you personally are able to include other individuals in service work. Invite someone along. You've ever heard that saying, each one teach one? Start trying to figure out who is in the rooms that when the time for your service commitment is up, who is it that would be able to step up and do an excellent job in that particular position? And ask them sometime, do you want to come along with me and train on how to do this? No, I'm going to be doing this service commitment for another year. However, I was thinking that you probably would be very good at it, and I'm looking for some help. Why don't you come on and hang out with me and let me show you the ropes? Oh, I think that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be awesome. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope you have a beautiful day on purpose.